Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video lecture, we will learn about vegetative propagation. As we know, natural vegetative propagation occurs from stem, roots and leaves. In my previous video, I have already discussed how it is taking place through stem. Now in this video, we will learn vegetative propagation from root, vegetative propagation from leaves. Now when we are studying about vegetative propagation from root, we will take two examples. The first one, Dalbergia sisal, and another Ipomoea batata. Dalbergia sisal, that is sesame tree. Okay, now they develop the adventitious bud just below the ground, and the bud put out shoots and produce new plants. In the same way, when we talk about sweet potatoes, that is Ipomoea batatas, now this is the diagram of sweet potato. So you will find here are the buds, and these buds are radical type buds, and these buds, here only the nodes are present from where that adventitious buds are here, from where the young plant will grow. Now the next one, the vegetative propagation from leaves. The best example we will take here is Bryophyllum. Okay, now what happened in case of Bryophyllum? So they have the buds in the margin of the leaves. In the margin of the leaves, they have the buds, and these buds are foliar type buds. Now what happened? These buds only, they develop the small plantlets, and when this leaf detach from their plant, detach from the tree, and when these small plantlets when come in contact with the soil, they grow. Okay, now apart from this vegetative propagation from roots and from leaves, one term is here, that is bulbils. Actually bulbils are the modified floral parts of the plant. Okay, they are fleshy buds which develop into new plants after falling on the soil. The example is agave, bulbil of agave. Now next, now come to the artificial vegetative propagation. Now in case of artificial vegetative propagation, here human intervention, that means it is done by human, it is man-made. Okay, now here what happened, no, the concept is taken the same, that new plants can be grown from the nodes, but the methods are different. Here the commonly used methods are cutting, layering, grafting and tissue culturing. Okay, now what are the advantage of this? First of all, this method is very quick production of new plants, and another is in case of grafting, especially in case of grafting, what happens? Combining of good qualities of two different plant varieties can be done. So the first method is cutting. Now what happens in cutting? Any part of the plant, vegetative part of the plant, like roots, stem or leaves, which can be used for the vegetative propagation, and the commonly used technique is stem cutting. So how this technique occurs? First of all, what happened? We'll cut a stem. Okay, so we cut a stem just below the node. Okay, just below the node. So we are like here stem cutting, this is the stem cutting material, and now here the stem is being cut. Now this cut is very important. Here what happened, now this cut must be below the node first of all, and another, the cut should be slanting or angular manner. Why? So that here the tissues that are present, the nodal tissues, should not get damaged, right? And after that, this cut part is dipped into the phytohormones or the plant hormones like auxins. They are actually growth promoting hormones. Okay, and after that what happened, that is now the stem is planted, and what we can see, that roots are grown from here. This is the nodal areas where the root has grown, and it can grow from the pericycle region. So this is what the technique of cutting. Next is layering. Now what happens in layering? Roots are induced on a stem branch before it is detached from the parent plant for propagation. This can be done in two ways. one ground or mound layering. For example, we can take here jasmine. Now jasmine, what we are taking this, we are taking one of the branch and bent it, dragging it and bent it, and then planting it into the soil. Okay, and after that covering it properly, but it should be done carefully so that the nodes that are present over here should not get damaged. Okay, what we find that here the adventitious roots will grow and the plants will grow, the new plant can grow from that part only. So this is what bent layering, okay, or we can say ground or mound layering. Now what happened in some trees, that is bending is not possible, their branches are hard or they are quite at height. So what we will do in that case? In that case, what is being done, that this is the branch is being chosen. Here the dead tissues are removed and this part of the tissue is exposed. Then what we are doing? Here we are putting some mosses or some funaria and covering it. Okay, covering this area. Why we are covering this area with mosses or funaria? Because they maintain the moisture over here and help in the growth of the new roots or new plant over here, this way. And this thing is also known as gutti. Often it happens that when we visit to any garden, we find that in some trees this kind of this gutti are found. Okay, this type of projections gutti are found in some trees. And why these are generally present? Because of this air layering. Okay, because of this gutti. Now next technique is grafting. Now what happened in this technique? Here the technique of joining parts of two different plants so that they grow as one or a composite plant. Now here you will find, suppose here I am taking root of one plant. Okay, this is I have taken root of one plant, and here another one more plant I am taking over here, and we have to keep it our mind, it should be same, the diameter will be same. Now this is the root and this is the root of one plant and this is the root of another plant. Now here what we are doing, here again with the mosses we are covering it and then binding it. Okay, so this is what grafting. So here what is the advantage of this grafting? Combination of good qualities of two plants into one individual. So here we can say, suppose one plant, in case we can take the example of rose. Okay, we can take the wild variety of rose, where what happened, wild variety, they are disease resistant. Okay, they are the wild type, they are disease resistant type, they grow faster, but the flower they are not too good, or no, they are not that much beautiful. But if they along with that other flower, if the good looking flower, if you will do grafting on it, so in the same plant will get disease resistant, fast growing as well as beautiful flower growing plant in single plant. That is the advantage of grafting. Grafting can be of different types, like this is bud grafting, approach grafting, tongue grafting, wedge grafting and crown grafting. So what happened in bud grafting? See, this is the area which is being cut. Okay, then here we are attaching it with the bud, right? Okay, one thing I missed here, this area, the root which we are taking, that is known as stalk, and the bud here, the another part that we are taking, that is scion. So here since we are binding it with the bud, it is bud grafting. Now this is approach one, this is one plant stalk and it is another plant and we are binding it, it is approach. Now tongue, this is only the tongue, already discussed. Okay, now wedge, what happened? Here see, simply there is a wedge like, and here another, this way, angular way it is being attached. This is wedge grafting. Now crown, so you see here this trunk, in this trunk the diameter is quite large. That case many scions can be expanded over here. So this is what crown grafting. Now next is tissue culture or micropropagation. So what happened in tissue culture? Here, tissue culture is the growth of tissues or cells in an artificial medium separated from the organism. This is a typically facilitated via use of liquid, semi-solid or solid growth medium such as broth or agar. So here what we are taking a plant of desirable source, okay, and here some cell or tissue we will extract from here, and separately we will let it grow in a agar medium, okay. And then after here this explant, the tissues of explant which is being allowed to grow, cell or tissue which is being allowed to grow in the agar medium, it produce some floral structures over here, that is known as callus, the callus production. After that, this is again shifted to another medium where it will lead to the production of plant legs, and these plant legs ultimately are being grown. So this is another way of growing vegetative propagation, of growing plants from the tissues or cell. Next comes, so what is the significance of this vegetative propagation? Now mainly those plants which has lost its capacity to produce seeds through sexual reproduction. So that plants can easily be grown through vegetative propagation, like banana, seedless grapes and jasmine. Another is what happened. Now here the plants which have been produced, they have the same characters and hereditary potential as the parent plant. So here another advantage, yes, it is rapid, easier and quite less expensive method. So it is another advantage. Another helps to introduce plants in new areas where seed germination fails to produce plants. Why? Due to the change of soil or environmental conditions. And the last one, yes, grafting, what we doing, taking two different individuals, physically and even physiologically joining of the separate individuals. So these are the advantage of vegetative propagation. So in this video we have learnt about the vegetative propagation. In my next video I will start sexual reproduction, important terms regarding sexual reproduction. So thank you and stay tuned.